our mother passed away, she was the cleaner girl, 2009. We brought, I very, very glad. These are very nice. Mother said, don't worry about anything, just bring it. Don't think about it. Since that time, he has been with us every day. Over time, he is not a brother, he is my child, he was my fourth child. And Sundar was not his brother-in-law, his father. He was everything. I don't know, his innocence, his naivety, his love made me forget, when you live every day, 24 hours, there are frustrations. He's in his own way, he's stubborn. He gets angry, he never show it, but I know he's angry. But I learned that it doesn't matter what I feel, at the end, he gave me love, he gave me strength, he gave me a reason to live. He gave me purpose. My kids, they grew up, they had lives. He was always with me. I don't know. I feel my life was enriched by him. I learned so much. I became a better person because of him. But not this single day I felt that it was a burden. He had simple needs. He wanted his breakfast, lunch, dinner. He did not ask. He did not ask. He was hungry. He did not ask. So for me, I had to go. I have to give him. I have to keep it in my mind. He's not going to ask. He loved Coca-Cola. Where's the Coke? Give him Coke. And over time, after the children went to college, and it was just Sundar, me and him, and after COVID, Sundar would work from home. They had this routine every day, they make tea. Sundar will ask, Sashi, chai पिएगा? हाँ पीऊँगा. चल, चाय बनाएंगे. आ जा. साथ में बनाएंगे? हाँ. वो तो खड़ा होगा. Sundar will make tea. But he felt part of it. Sundar will say, cup निकाल. He will take the cup. एक कप पानी भर के दे मेरे को. Then make tea. बिस्किट खाएगा? हाँ खाऊंगा. Every day. And I will make fun of Sundar and say, has he ever said no? Why do you keep asking him every day? Say, I'm giving him agency. I'm giving him empowering him. That's what he will say. When Sundar is not there, I will make tea. I will keep it on the table. Sashi, drink tea. That's me. We had our own different ways of showing love. But he had only one way, only love. It's a very big hole that he has left. And it's going to be very hard. But I wanted this to be celebration. I want to start thinking about the good memories, the good things he taught us, and how he touched not only our lives, everybody, every one of you here. Some of you just know him very recently, but you can feel the connection. And I want to celebrate that. I want to spread that. Thank you all for coming.
I feel that the word punyatma, a blessed soul, is something that we apply to a lot of people. But in our own home, I feel that Sashi is the punyatma. Simple. He's a pure soul. Maybe because of his Down syndrome, he would not even remember anything that happened the previous day, which meant he did not hold any grudges. You could berate him one day, and Meena said how frustrating it is to live with somebody like Sashi. Simple things. He would be constantly gnashing his teeth. He could never remain quiet. He would have to go up and down like 100 times a day. And all sorts of strange noises. I think many of you may have even encountered that. But eventually, when you come and speak kindly to him and show love, he will reciprocate that right away. And I always felt that was his greatness. He and I must have butted heads so many times. We lived in a small apartment in San Francisco, and he and I had more than enough interactions on a daily basis. But over the course of time, you start, appreciating him as a human being. You start appreciating what he's bringing to your life. I think Meena said it really well. Who needed who more? I mean, did Sashi really need us, or did we need Sashi? It's still, in my opinion, we needed him as much. And we're losing him now. We needed him as much as he needed us. He broke his hip bone 2 years ago when we were in San Francisco. And the kind of recovery that Meena helped him do, and he was persistent. He's not the kind of person who will remain quiet. He started using the walker within a day of the surgery. Started going to the restroom, like literally 10 times a day, which is exactly what the doctors wanted. And then something changed in him. He realized some level of vulnerability in him. And he became so much more attached to Meena and me after that time. I've never seen that level of affection coming from him. Every given opportunity, he would hug Meena. He would sometimes hug me, but all the great hugs would be reserved for her. For him, Meenu became more like a mother figure. And in reality, the way Meenu takes care of him, processing his green card, working to get him medical benefits in Massachusetts and then in California. She's got his favorite Parle-G biscuit. Sashi. Chalo ma.
चाय तो नहीं ला सकते बिस्किट से काम चलेगा.
Meenu's got a file this thick of green card applications, all the correspondence with counselors to get him Medicaid, and that was the love. Of course, he didn't realize any of those things, right? I mean, he knew he did not care actually. But the way he reciprocated this, I think a lot of you know this. You go to a gathering, and Sashi loved gatherings. He would have to shake hands with everybody. Like, hello. And it won't stop at one. He will do this again and again and again. People are like, of course, friends such as yourselves are so kind. Nobody has ever said, Sashi, we already did that. Like, there you are. But that was his way of showing love. Yeah, exactly.
Hi.
You have to give me attention. I'm here. Say hi to me. When the boys come home and we are doing board games, we'll be doing board games until midnight, 1 o'clock, sometimes even 2 o'clock. He'll have to sit there. Talk about someone having FOMO. If you tell him, Sashi, good night, go to bed, you know what his response would be? Good night. And he'll be sitting there.
Parvali. In Tamil it means it's okay.
It's okay. And that's his way of saying,
okay.
I'm not going to listen to you. I'm fine. You go on doing whatever you want to. And our boys have learned so much from him. Our boys shower love on him. And he showers it back. His last memories were from last week when he turned 51. The boys were here for Thanksgiving. We had such an amazing time. Who would know that, fate would be so cruel that, within a few days, he would be gone. He's left a void definitely in my life, which I'm going to find difficult to fill. And I think the same thing for Meena as well. All I can say is, there is no other place that he's going to be better in than with Meena and me. So, heaven is where Meena, Sundar, Anirudh, Aditya and Vikram were for him. that is exactly how he always felt.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, I know I should be saying he's going to a better place, but in my heart, I gave him better place. There is no other better place than with me. So, it is going to be a downgrade, Sashi. I'm sorry.
Will be best, Sashi. So, when Sashi first came from India, right, when after Suratati, my grandmother died, and he came with us to live with us, you know, Papa, Mummy, they would call him Sashi, right? They would early on they would have us when sometimes we would say Sashi, and they'd be like, no, say Sashi, Sashi Mama, right? Because he's like an elder, right? Which makes sense.
Not like he is
an elder, right? But it always felt like, oh no, I want to call him Sashi because they call him Sashi, and also he feels like like kind of like a brother, right? Like he's I mean, obviously of course he's an elder, but he's doing the same things as us. We're going through the same things. He talks to us like So I was like, oh, want to call him Sashi, and eventually, of course, we all call him Sashi now, and so because we feel like the same level, we're all connected like that. I remember one time in a biology class, the teacher was talking about people with his condition, and they said something like, Mrs. Tipo, or that's just for any urban background. They said, oh, people with Down syndrome they're the best people, they're super nice, they're super amazing. And I'm like, okay, I believe, about Sashi, he's a very good person, but when I asked her after class, I was like, have you ever actually lived an extended period of time with someone with Down syndrome? Like, they're actually a real person, believe it or not. They're not just a vessel for, they're a real person, they have desires, they have wants, they get angry, they can be mean, not nice, of course. And of course, Sashi was all of those things. And also all of the amazing things too, the nice, what she thinks, right? But you can't ever, once you live with someone like this, you can't ever think, oh, they're all like this. They're actually real people. And that's how we got to know, Sashi. I remember, so when we go on vacations, sometimes it would be hard to take him. Or, I mean, if we had to, especially go on a plane, right, because the problem of immigration, things like that. But eventually, it was like, oh, we figured out there's some things we can do. We went to Hawaii with him, right? So he went on a plane, and he was in Hawaii, and that was very warm place. We went all over. He saw the beaches and everything, and he enjoyed it a lot. There's a lot of good food there in Hawaii. It was very cool. It was very cool because I never, on vacations where we flew out, not internationally, Hawaii obviously, but still it feels like internationally. We never brought him, and I never had that experience with like having him come on this trip. But this time, it happened, and it was like, oh, I'm glad he, got to experience this sort of international, kind of international trip with all of us. Yeah, I think also just the last thing is, it's very surprising. Very surprising that just one day and then the next day he's gone. I was in major shock. Me, major shock as well when we found him. I think it just you have to. It's bad. I guess there's nothing else to say. There's maybe good things and bad things, but it's mostly a bad thing that he's gone. And there's lessons, of course, we learn things. Everyone's here, come together, and that's great. I'm seeing all of you. I had such a great time with Sundar Uncle, Sita, Siddharth, everyone coming together to, be with us. But that's not as good as Sashi being here.
Yeah. He brought a lot of good memories, but yes.
Thank you. From like since I was born, he's been in my life. I like living in the same house, and I like, and I'm sure most people here can't imagine like life without him. He's always been in there, and I've seen pictures of him holding me as like a baby, and you know, and they've mentioned too like how like good he was with like children, and I don't have memories of that, but I just know that he was such a caring person for me. He'd always like, and not so much recently, but like years ago, whenever we'd ask him who was the favorite, he'd always say me, the favorite of the three of us. And obviously he loved all of us, but
It's
it
funny.
was nice to.
Depending on whoever asked him, he will start with their name. He'll say Vikram, Anirudh, Aditya. If Aditya asked him, he'll say Aditya, Anirudh, Vikram.
But he had such a kind heart. And I have some distinct memories of when I was like way younger. If I would be like in the car sitting next to him, tired, and I maybe would like visibly like he would notice, and I remember he would like pat on his like lap, like, and I like he would let me like lie down on his lap, and it's just like that, those small things. Yeah, obviously in the moment I took it for granted, but looking back, it's like he didn't have to do that. Like I would never have expected him to do that, but he really cares, and yeah, and you know, going back to like the Coca-Cola stuff I was talking about, I always loved like giving him Coca-Cola. Like even last week when I was here, a couple of times she would say like, oh, like she would tell me to like, oh, Vikram, like you can give me some Coke, and obviously I enjoy doing it because it, you know, I can be like the giver of like some small happiness for him. Since he had like such basic needs, it was mainly like food and like drink that we would you know, give him, and things that he enjoyed to make him happier. But yeah, like I going everything else that they said, he would always be in the area, even if he's just sitting there during some function and not talk, like, you know, he'll say hi to everybody, but even him just sitting there, he really enjoyed just presence of people. And I obviously always felt bad because he didn't have like too much like interaction with people during the day or during the week. And that's why I like these events where like everyone is coming together. He really enjoyed those because it wouldn't happen as frequently. And you know, even though he can't experience it, I'm sure in spirit, he's very glad that all of you are here. One last thing is that I remember I would always like debate, mostly my mom, on like, oh, like what should we do this for him? Should we do that for him? And you know, I maybe had different thoughts on what should happen, and obviously I don't know him nearly infinitely as much as my mom, but it just goes to show that all of us wanted the best for him, and I'm really glad, you know, this is a very sad moment, but I'm very glad that he had so many people in his life that cared for him, and he will be remembered forever. I can't oversay that enough. He will always be in my heart, and I hope all of yours as well.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming. We've all said we've known for years Sashi's our family. I just wanted to share some, you know, vignettes of what that means, that he was family. When he first came and lived with us in Massachusetts, I'm the oldest sibling, and there's an age gap between me and my brothers. It was more obvious when we were younger. We didn't really hang out a lot. You know, twice a lock ourselves up in our rooms and just whatever. He was always available. He didn't want to hide from people. And so, you know, growing up in the house, it was just nice to, you know, parents are parents, you don't really want to hang out with them, right, as a kid, but he was always there. And, you know, in whatever way, he was able to spend time with me, and he loved that. When my parents moved to San Francisco as well, I was lucky enough to be able to, you know, take care of him, house sit with him while my parents, you know, got to enjoy some trips and whatever. Mom was, you know, obviously his sister, but really especially when she took over full-time caregiving, she was his mom. And so she kept things strict, you know, kept his routine tight, woke him up early, made sure he did his, you know, math workbooks and all that. I love to be the cool older brother who let him sleep in, wake up super late, along with me, of course, stay up super late. We don't go to sleep at normal times either. Eat whatever, you know, drink lots of Coke, give him 10 biscuits with his tea instead of 2 or 3. You know, it's a vacation for him, right? Mom and dad are out of the town, out of the house. So I really appreciated being able to do that for him. I just want to say something to Sashi as well. You know, thank you for giving me the opportunity to love you and care for you. And you know, we talk about his purity, his simplicity. Really, one of the simplest things about him was that he loved his family. And you know, we said unconditional love, but obviously it was unconditional love, but he also saw what we did for him, and he gave that right back to us tenfold. And that's something that, you know, it's going to be a lasting impact of him in our hearts. And anytime, you know, I express my love to my family, I'm sure they'll know that Sashi's love is behind it as well.
He brought us together in a way that I cannot express. He showed us how beautiful our lives are, and to see beauty in everything, in every people, every person. So many people have touched our lives. When I brought him from India after our mother passed away, I was clueless, I was bereft, I didn't know what to do. People have helped me come into my lives. We moved to Atlanta 3 months ago, and look how much love we are getting. It's a big void, and you know, my children have. I'm so lucky that my children got to experience this, and from a young age, how they were able to shape their lives. They learned about empathy. They learned tolerance. It is not easy to live 24/7 with someone who has OCD, who grinds his teeth, who makes noises, who is got, you know, the OCD is a whole big chapter. So those of you know will understand. And so
He had everything in the book. OCD,
Yeah.
bipolar, schizophrenia, and
so the
It's
kids learn how to adjust, and that's made them a better person. I don't know, I can go on and on, but today I'm just wanting to say to him, you left me too soon. I still had so much to learn from you. Another 10 years, 15 years, I would be happy for you to be with me. Not a single day I thought you were a burden. You have left a hole in my heart. I never imagined my life without you. I always thought you were going to outlive me. But let's listen to his most favorite song now. This is the song that he always